Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. Once again, it's always an honor to come before you and have a conversation. It's been a different week. Feels like I haven't been in this chair for longer than usual, even though I was here a few days ago. But as usual, as I said before, it's an honor to be here to welcome you to the Advancement Center and the world of magic and miracles and the industry of magic and miracles. So the words of this song popped out to me yesterday, maybe, or the day before. It says, impossible for a plain yellow pumpkin to become a golden carriage. Impossible for a plain country bumpkin and a prince to join in marriage. And 4 white mice will never be 4 white horses. Such fol-de-rol and fiddle-dee of courses. Impossible, but the world is full of zanies and fools who don't believe in sensible rules, who won't believe what sensible people say. And because these daft and dewy-eyed dopes keep building up impossible hopes, impossible things are happening every day. Impossible. 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 Impossible things are happening every day. Fairy godmother, I wish very strongly for these 3 things to happen. Well, if you do, then they can happen. Look, it happened. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. Everything is possible. Impossible things are happening every day. So here we are in the world of magic and miracles, the industry of magic and miracles, where the theme song could be impossible things are happening every day. From everywhere, from nowhere, from somewhere, from known places, from friends, from supporters, impossible things are happening every day. And they are magical things and miraculous things. Always 1 second away from your thought that things aren't going well, from your thought that your body is not functioning properly, from your thought that there's ever a problem or there's ever something wrong. Just standing behind you with a smile on its face and a laugh in its voice, saying impossible things are about to happen for you right now. And of course they do. And we're so brilliant in the members of our body and in our spirit that the impossible whizzes by and you don't even see it. You just, a few hours later, a few days later, or a few minutes later, oh, my back stopped hurting. That's good shit. There was an impossible thing that just whizzed by you, and then it's gone. But our focus typically revolves around the negative. And so we miss sometimes the impossible. We miss the deliverance of it, but we enjoy it when it comes. And so we should, because it's magical. And it doesn't matter if we know where it comes from. And it doesn't matter if we miss it. We enjoy it when we feel it. And we go on to the next thing. And maybe something else negative rears its head. And we do that little dance again until we know that impossible things are always happening every day. And then we begin to say, when someone says, oh, I have a problem, it's possible. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. More than that, it's going to happen. So there we are on the Magic and Miracles bus, plane, train, car, whatever vehicle you're riding. You're working your way somewhere towards experiencing the impossible. And without these physical bodies and these so-called problems, we might not even know that the impossible exists. So they say, you're welcome. As you spread your wings and stretch out and start to relax, knowing that the impossible is coming to a theater near you. So being aware of the energies, yourself as an aspect of the one energy, knowing that you are able to do everything that that one energy can do. It cannot be contained in your body, but beyond this physical plane, you have those exact same capabilities, but they only become possible when you know it for yourself. And those abilities will allow you to move your hands and move the fields and move the energy, have a thought to change everything, just as the Creator does. You will do the same. And your focus in that place is exactly the same. It's for the enhancement of humanity, for the growth of each person, which takes on a different form for each individual person. We were shown these abilities many, many, many lifetimes ago in mystic schools, taught by masters who came before us to do everything. All of it is inside of us. And all you need is to remember that you were there, that it was given to you, and that you can use it for the benefit of everyone. You are a part of the one energy, an aspect, a finger, a foot, a hand. It's still you. And once you know that, you never will look to someone else to do that for you, to be that for you. You're part of the body. You have all access to all the abilities of the body. You don't need to look at the hand and say, you're better than me. You're the same. And you certainly don't have to look at another body that's standing away from you and say, you're the one. That energy is everyone, in everyone, and available to everyone. And everyone is given a different task or a different focus within the body. So no two will be alike. Even if I'm a foot, the other foot will do something different than I'm doing. So there's no judgment, no hierarchy, just acknowledgement in the ability of everyone, and that they're operating in this energy, as this energy, to whatever level they can acknowledge within themselves. Impossible things are happening every day. That reality that I just delivered is more than possible. It is so. You are that one. Even if you're only using 1% of that one, you're that one. And each moment is an opportunity to use more of the energy that's available to each one of us as part of that one. It's very, very exciting. So something new is always coming for a purpose that we don't understand, riding in on the flow, most times unnoticed, except by those who are sensitive to its shifting tide. Some things are changed on a grand scale by human manipulations, but even that is allowed and absorbed by this dynamic flow. Our human life in the physical, because of all the thoughts and things we must do, has that same random quality of there always being something new coming. The physical life is filled with constant changes, as above, so below, a mirror of the movement that is always happening, never stopping, never sleeping, even when it is forcing you to stop and rest. There is still great movement happening in the background. The physical life makes it hard to tune in to the rhythm of the movement because of all the action that must be taken. The feeling is jerky and choppy, up and down, right and left, like being in rough seas or white water. By contrast, the flow absorbs all the rough seas and the white water so that its movement is like a gentle river, even though the massiveness of its size is 1,000 times bigger than the largest ocean on the planet. Feeling the movement of the flow is like being on a giant cruise ship on mild seas in the ocean, while the movement in the physical world feels like you're in a rowboat in the middle of rough seas in the ocean. But all you need to do is shift your focus to the flow above, and immediately you will find yourself feeling calm seas while still being in the midst of the rough waters of the physical plane. There's always so much coming, and it's different for each one of us. Sometimes it's similar, sometimes even the same, but we're all impacted in the way that's perfect for us as something rides in on the flow, produces a new direction, a new awareness, a new feeling. For me, I become more aware of who I am and myself. And I recognize that I don't have any track of time or any track of life because I've never had any goals. I've never had an agenda. And so there's nothing that makes me focus on something coming. And all of a sudden, I'm more aware of that. And I have no sense of time. And I look back at my life and I see that's how it's always been. And it's not in comparison to anyone else because this time you may have had to have goals and things to focus on. So that's what you do. And it's perfect. In the end, all that matters is that you come to the place where you know you are an aspect of the singular energy, that you are eternal, that you are love. Beyond that, how you operate is totally yours. So I sit here without a plan, without a future, without a goal, without a direction, empty, yet full. with so much space for everything new to come through me, come to me, for there's no competition for its place in my life. And I pass all that on just to say, whatever's happening to you through the energies that come on the planet are perfect. And you have full support, no matter what that is. There's been quite a hubbub over the last few days of caught on YouTube, the United States acknowledging through someone in a very clear position of knowing that for over 80 years, they've had a program to get crashed spacecraft and back engineer them. And so that's now coming into the public eye. Things that we've already known, understanding how many things are connected and working in the background, that we went from, in about 1760, having a steam engine to less than 200 years later, flying rockets into space. That's some major advancement. And it can come in different ways. It can come because we remembered how to do it. And it can come from technology that already existed that became available and studied and back engineered. But whatever those crafts and the beings that they took possession of, whatever their advanced technology, it matters not. There have been many civilizations to come and go, brilliant, thousands times, millions of times further than we are in what they're able to do. But they destroyed themselves at some point because what was missing was the awareness of themselves as spirit, as connected to the one energy, and as able to simply love. That's what we're bringing. That's what's coming. It will surpass, and it always has surpassed every technology, every brilliance, every advanced civilization. The simplicity of you as that energy. From there, you have access to it all, which if you're not aware, it turns into something to hurt people. But we're moving into another place of awareness, and the technology and the advancement will pour out without effort. And we will leap into a level of technology that's never been seen before. So now I'm just going to quickly read chapter 1 of my book, This Life's a Hoot. In the meantime, your brain is fucked. Chapter 1. There's got to be more to life than this. You are born into this human life with all the remembrance of yourself as spirit. Coming into the world of matter, the world of the physical, where those 5 senses are given to you to experience it all. Sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. Barring an illness of some sort, you are about to have the best 5 to 7 years that anyone could ever imagine. After that, life becomes way different. For after this period of time, you begin to slowly lose connection with the spirit you. You become more entrenched in the physical you and the life of the 5 senses and matter. You have disconnected from your 6th sense as your primary sense, that one that connects you with that energy that is everything and in everything. It is not disconnected from you, for that is impossible. For you can truly never, ever be disconnected. But you have allowed consciously and mostly unconsciously the connection to go into the background as the experience of the 5 senses and the physical world of matter become your primary reality. So over the next long span of life, there will be great moments of unbridled joy, getting an A on your test, playing an instrument well, playing a sport well, graduating, leaving home, falling in love, getting married, the birth of your children, getting that perfect job, making your own money, buying your first car, and your first home. And over that same span of time, some will experience difficult moments of great pain, getting an F on your test, not being good at sports or a musical instrument, living at home, getting your heart broken, marrying the wrong person, not being the perfect parent, working hard jobs, barely making enough money, hoping to buy your first used car, and hoping to rent an apartment in a low-income neighborhood. And at this point, you haven't even got out of your 20s. And even within those incredible joys, there are pains that come along with managing this life in a mode of seriousness that has been passed down to you from your parents and teachers. It is in those moments that you begin to say to yourself, there's got to be more to life than this. And let me tell you, there most certainly is. It all starts with the realization of your divine nature, immediately followed by laughter, lots and lots of laughter. From here, everything you need will come to you as is designed to. Listen, stand in the stillness and quiet of your life and listen. The universe and everything in it are speaking to you. Let the communication and communion that most often rides in the background come into the foreground. When you stop and become still, you will hear all the messages that are being delivered to you. A continuous flow and stream of consciousness that never stops and that is waiting for you to hear. So hear these words from that one energy. You are one with me. You are the same energy as I am. You have just forgotten. Let these words flow into your being, and with all your heart and mind, live them. Even if you cannot know that what they are saying is true, live them as if they were. Feel my presence, and you will begin to see those who are communicating with you through your human eyes or your eyes that are always open to the world beyond this physical plane. There is endless support for the leap you are about to take and for the courage you will produce to do so. This support has all the answers to all your questions and is constantly delivering what is next. It is always connected to your spirit and to that you that is sitting with me, which is also connected to your heart. These are the vehicles for the information to travel. Breathe in and listen to the messages that are providing the information. Breathe out and receive the interpretation and the direction to where you need to move directly from your spirit and your heart. Stand in front of a flower or a tree, or look up at a cloud, and if you listen, you'll realize that everything is talking to you. And don't forget the wind, where the messages come floating in on a breeze, in the same way that you see a bird riding the wind, so it is with the messages when we are in tune enough to hear them. Everything is vying for your attention, and the things within the physical plane usually win. Those five senses have a great advantage in getting your attention because they are visceral, while the other senses outside of this dimension are more ethereal and get less attention. You will begin to overcome the reality of the five senses as you move more fully into the reality of what has always been right in front of you. Now you will stand tall and take your rightful place that was given for you to take when you arrived here. This place I am speaking about, where you can hear everything that is being delivered, is your real home. And the place of the five senses is your playground. It is there for us to enjoy with a great big smile and a little bit of mischief. And if we don't like the playground or some of the people on the playground that are operating it, then we just change it. With the wave of your hand or thought or delivery of your magic, you change it so that you and everyone can continue to enjoy themselves on this great playground called Earth. It is here that you will be full of light and at the same time light as a feather, because you will have surpassed the world of the five senses and their weighty gravitational pull that supports it. Be still and know that you are God, for you are in me and I am in you. Listen, listen, for you are standing in the Holy of Holies, where angels sing and all life is its choir. Thank you for joining me. There's so much to deliver, but mostly and most importantly, impossible things are happening every day. It's possible for you to live a perfect life with perfect health and a magic future. Thanks again, everyone. I am David.